Alright, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey here, getting ready for another episode of Pyre. Let's go ahead and continue our journey. At dawn, Volfred is already up. He reveals you to a pathway through the woods, into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies your next destination. Sklorian Shore, huh? It's the one path through the woods, so I guess we'll go. Sklorian Shore. You get clear of the woods at last and arrive in lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Olodiel. You will have to make it all the way up to the top. In a moment of respite, Volfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to the rites and to the plan which he alluded. You banded together with a common faith that freedom from the downside is not impossible, am I correct? But let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. You cannot sense his own thoughts on the subject, and only know the truth of how you feel. Having no master, going where you please, to feel true love, nothing at all, living without fear. I'm trying to figure out which one of these I would pick. For freedom specifically, I don't know that that necessarily has anything to do with true love. Freedom means not being forced into responding to such questions. Well, cross out, remain silent, nothing at all, true love, and probably living without fear. I'm kind of torn between doing what you want and going where you please. Maybe having no master. I'm just going to pick doing what you want. So you tell Volfred that freedom means having choice. If you're able to do what you want, both physically and socially, then you are free. He considers your remarks for a short while. Choice is freedom, then, you say. If that is all, then you are free already. Go, my boy, do as you please. Nobody's here to govern you. I trust, however, that this is not the freedom that you have in mind. Perhaps you simply wish to return home and to be left alone. Well, maybe I don't know if I answered that incorrectly or not. He then turns his attention to the whole group. Now, let me tell you all what freedom means to me. Freedom means to live life without fear. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment and reprisal. Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know or whom you love, or what you choose to think or not think. He looks out towards the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more. And you would be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At least you would become complicit to an ancient system that would deign to cast down others such as you. It is a system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost, and the 8 scribes, if they are still out there, have made quite clear that they shall not intervene firsthand. That is where you come in. He turns to you and everyone again, looking to each of you. Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest of a goal. You share a higher calling now. The plan then is this. We free each other from the downside through the rites, then we meet up on the other side. We organize. Each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum, the burned-down remains of the old capital of the Commonwealth. We need as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. You're plotting a revolt? Just so. I am asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself. You know by now that we can see through it. But you need not be part of this, nor is it my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish. Live out your remaining days here like so many others. So, if anyone among you prefers that, if you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth, as you are doing here, then speak now. Wolfred pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. Wow, that's interesting. I thought at least somebody would, you know, reject that. Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends, some others not. But all of you are bound together through the rites, and are integral to our plan. Remember that. You seek true freedom, you will not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth. But together you can bring it about, both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. Then he lets out a long breath. That's it. I ask you all to think on this, and let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. He turns towards the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said and plot the wagon's northward path. Okay, so that's interesting. That's not something I expected. Well, let's head up there. I'll be surprised if not one of our party members, like, decides not to go. It doesn't strike me as something that Tamitha would want to do, or Pamitha, whoever. I don't know about Tizo. What does he have to say? Shay? Does Shay care about revolting on the other side? I don't really think so. Maybe Hedwyn, Jodario, you know, maybe us. I can see something like that for us. Maybe Ruki. Even though Ruki, I thought, had it good on the other side, didn't he? Beyond lies Mount Oladiel. I suggest we make camp here at the base of the mountain, for we shall need our spirits and our strength to make the ascent. Okay. Oh, we got some talking going on inside here. Sandalwood again. She's blinking. 2 trials available. There you are, my boy. There was something which I want to discuss with you in private. He stares at you rather intently, as if reaching out to you, and then... You do know what it means to be a reader. Those such as we are not limited to reading pages from a book. Though your ability in this, I sense, is nascent still. Mere flashes, uncontrollable. I see, as well now, that they haven't told you yet. You're friends, and that explains a lot. They haven't told you readers such as you cannot go free. I had wondered why you would insist on pressing onward with this group in light of this. The answer, then, was plain. You simply did not know or fully realize. They did not deceive you, by the way. There is no reason they would know themselves other than Tarek, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I had expected when we first met that you already knew the truth of this from having read the passage in the Book of Rites, which states it plain. Only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. So we're not playing in the rites, so I guess that doesn't... What, we don't count as a player because we're directing them? It's like the coach doesn't get the Stanley Cup ring or whatever, or the Super Bowl ring. Doesn't really make sense. Perhaps you have not gotten to that part just yet. Wolfred breaks free from you and looks at you again. Then he speaks to you as normal. It is plain that you are not in adequate condition to conduct the rites, and this group values you as a reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you are getting into here. Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises might have been shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that is what you had in mind. So once again, I invite you to depart, and I will see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If it is your wish to remain, then you are welcome. But this journey we are on, it has no guarantees, not for you, nor any one of us. Do you understand? Yeah, we understand. You understand the words of warning, yet just the same you choose to carry on. There is more that you wish to achieve on this journey than freedom for yourself. I admire that, my boy. Then, very well. Know that we have much at stake here in this, anyway. Much more than a shot at going back into that Commonwealth which cast us down here to begin with. It sounds like you intend to stick around. Then we'll have lots more time to chat as we ascend the sacred mountain in the coming days. Until then. He strides out of the wagon, leaving you with your thoughts. Okay. We're not going to do any trials. The last one pissed me off a little bit, so we're just going to keep going. Earlier, Volfred called for a group meeting, presumably to reveal his plan in more detail. Instead, he reveals some bad news. Wait, what are you saying? What I am saying, my boy, is that while you can indeed get yourself out of here, it can't be all of you at once. We earn our way back, one by one, or not at all. What? But I swore that we'd go free together. We may go free together, yet, but it's going to take time, and this is only the first phase. You, Hedwyn, and the others exchange glances. Let me make this plainer for you still. Here is how the coming days are going to unfold. First, we're going to ascend to Mount Elodiel there to the north. You may not think this wagon's fit for it, though rest assured it's made the journey many times. Next, we'll pass through Scribe's Gate. It is said that Scribes himself keep watch over Scribe's Gate. Only the worthy pass through here, as your reader could attest, if he did not merely skim that chapter of the book. Maybe I did, I don't know. Afterwards, we'll reach the Fall of Solium, and meet our adversaries in the rites. They are to be the Tempers, led by the demon, I was right, Ignarius. He is a notorious demon leader of one of the most feared triumvirates in the rites. You'll know him when you see him. Both you and they shall choose someone from their respective ranks. Then once one of the triumvirate prevails, their somebody will be whisked home to the Commonwealth. Whisked home to Commonwealth? Precisely. Once returned, our somebody is taken in, and clothed, and fully pardoned. The Commonwealth knows about all this? The same Commonwealth that says a sentence to the exile is forever, and freedom from the downside is impossible? Many of these details the scribes themselves wish to be kept secret. Former exiles and the leaders of the Commonwealth alike have good incentive to protect those secrets as well. So then, that's it. We climb the mountain, someone goes back, and everyone else stays. For most of those participating in the rites, yes, that's it. But I like your connotation, and indeed, for us, that isn't it at all. If one of us returns, it shall be just a step along our path. However, let's let that sit for now. Gather your strength. We'll talk again on our way up. He leaves the rest of you to consider what he said. You now have time for vocations. Okay. I like mentoring people. Let's see who's close to leveling up. You know what? Probably Shay, but let's give it to Gilman. This knight shall be your eager protege. You and Sir Gilman go over his understanding of his aura and its connection to his presence, both physical and spiritual. This discussion proves informative. Alright, what kind of things can he get? Huzzah! Great wisdom clouds over this knight's entire consciousness. Okay, so we have the depths of the sea sojourner and the tactics of the Underking. In the end, we have, after using his slash, Sir Gilman instantly recovers all his stamina. For 10 seconds after banishing an adversary, Sir Gilman deals an additional 10 to the adversary Pyre. While saluting his adversary, Sir Gilman freezes all exiles for 3 seconds. Okay, I like this one. The Tactics of the Underking. That's what we're going with. This knight's aura, you have surely seen it, no? It cascades like a flowing waterfall. Alright, let's continue our journey. It's a pretty interesting twist. That's not something that I expected. Everything we're learning. Mount Elodiel. Here before you lies Mount Elodial, stretching far beyond your line of sight. Somewhere upon this mountain lies the only place from which you can escape the downside. Your companions gather around again before Wolfred, who stands tall as ever. Whether from the cold air or the subject now at hand, you sense the tension in the air. Now then, you all have many questions, no? I've done a lot of talking, so go on, ask away. But there is only silence. One question stands out in your mind, which you refrain from asking. If it is only one of you that gets to go free, who shall it be? Go on now, don't be shy. Who first? Questions. Why us? Why you indeed, madam? That I can explain. You seem the sort you stand against as adversaries in the rights. What is it that they want, do you suppose? What, freedom? They want their freedom back, of course. They'll settle for it in the Commonwealth's own terms. They'll gain their freedom and some cushy new responsibilities. Perhaps then they'll have a hand in sending still more exiles here to join us. Think on it. The Commonwealth rose from the ashes of a fallen empire thanks to the efforts of the first exiles who escaped the place via the rights. It is the Commonwealth's first and proudest tradition to honor those ones who live to redeem their transgressions. They have a certain wisdom, do they not? But as for you, I have been looking for a certain set of dispositions for a good length of time. All I needed was for somebody appropriate to show up and to listen. So I planted many little eyes and ears throughout this land, whispering hints of this, absurd as it may sound. Took someone with a certain faith and creativity to go for it. That someone proved to be Hedwin over there. He was tasked with seeking 2 trustworthy allies, an old buried wagon, and a reader. He was invited to bring others for the ride, all different sorts. Gather enough help, and he and his friends could be free. Long story, but you know much of the rest. So then, why you? Because I've reason to believe you're not the sort to play right back into the Commonwealth's old hand. The rights, as you have seen, are quite exclusive. You are imposters in this little party. You could be the ones to break it up. Now then, more questions. Your head is beginning to spin, and you can excuse yourself or keep listening. Oh, we're going to keep listening. This is important. Wolfred's explanations are a lot to take in, though you feel compelled to absorb as much of that he is willing to tell you at this point. He prompts for further questions when Jodariel raises her voice again. Hold. You mistook my meaning. I understand your plan. Still, I wish to know, why us? Why are we, among all others, chosen for this liberation rite? Ah, I see. Well, but that is simple, really, madam. You are chosen. You are qualified, I should say, because, as the expression goes, 'tis what the scribes ordain, though in this case the expression is quite literally true. Sorry, I feel my throat clogging up here. When the 8 created the rites, each one of them anointed certain other exiles to participate on their behalf, exiles who showed some promise of redemption. The triumvirates they formed have stood the test of time, replenishing their numbers as their individuals moved on or passed on. You've met some of them as they are today, the accusers, the vindictive triumvirate that conducted many liberation rites but seldom prevailed, and the withdrawn, the bog dwellers, and so on. The 8 scribes also formed a special group against which all the others would be judged. That group they call the Nightwings. You bear their books, wear their masks and raiments. You need but show up to the rites, you see. The others, erstwhile, jockey for position for a chance to take you on. Yeah, well, what if we don't? What if we don't show up? Then you would deny yourselves a chance at freedom, and deny it also to your adversaries. Victory means nothing in a common right, then. Participation is all that matters? Not so, madam. Only the enlightened may regain their freedom. While failure can be an excellent teacher, the scribes do favor the victor. So you see, those who do not conduct the rites, or do not prevail in them sufficiently, they may find themselves barred from the liberation rites. But these are technicalities. The Nightwings disbanded years ago. Since then, no one has gone free, yet still the other triumvirates pressed on, with fleeting hope that one day you'd be back. It's been a heavy price to pay in all this. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'll talk again some other time. Some murmur to themselves about all this as Volfred takes his leave. Others reconnoiter, I don't know, what does this word even mean? Pathways leading up the mountain and present you with some options. Okay, Emperor's Fall or Emperor's Ascent? Pamitha wants to go to the Fall. Shay wants to go to the Ascent. Alright, Shay, we're with you. The sublime beauty of Mount Olodiel, along with the thin air this high above the sea, has been enough to silence even the most talkative of your companions. However, Shay has been positively bursting with excitement. Isn't it wonderful? I think it really is, don't you? Screw-coo. He seems not to share Shay's enthusiasm. He doesn't like the cold. Ah, he's cold. Look at him. You've been here before, Tizo, isn't that so? Why would you ever leave? I wouldn't leave. I'd stay, I think. I'd stay. Unless maybe I got too cold or hungry. Wait, is that... Something about her changes then. Wait, look, but Tizo, don't you see? Look, don't you see them there? Scrackree? Oh, he can see them. He's in utter disbelief. You yourself see nothing, but Shay rises almost off her feet as the imp looks on, astonished. Was that the scribes? It was. I know it was. They said something to me. They spoke to me. They told us we are welcome, that we're welcome here. Shay runs off to spread the word among all your companions. Strangely enough, her enthusiasm is infectious, and in spite of everything, your spirits rise. +2 hope for the next rite. Alright. That sounds good. Okay, so we have the high road where Hedwyn wants to go. And Sir Gilman wishes to... Yeah, Sir Gilman, let's go, dude. Sir Gilman is top tier. He always gets what he wants. Hedwyn is near the top, but still, he's done some things that I don't like, so. At long last! The worm surges towards the water of the cistern. You decided to join him for a brief excursion. There, after another hard day's ride. You find him in a shallow pool, appearing very much contented. Ah, he's got a heart for an eye. This night, Hiata may never again feel freshwater's cool caress against his scales. Alright, sorry guys. He sighs, splashing about from time to time. Then he turns his attention over to you. You, Master Reader, are most kind. To take with you this wayward knight, he swears to prove himself to you and to the rest. He knows that, soon now, someone may go free. He knows the choice of whom may weigh upon you heavily indeed. For it is you who ought to make the choice, is that not so? This night, he heard it from the others, so it must be true. Now listen, please, upon what little honor this knight has. This knight's penance isn't yet complete. There's much atoning to be done, so when rises the occasion to decide who ought to go free, this knight wants you to know something. Please do not choose him, even if you wish, and not even if you can. He begs of you to allow this knight that simple dignity. With that, Sir Gilman sinks into the waters. His tail waves to you to leave him be for now. He does not believe that he deserves his freedom yet. You and your companions gather at the Scribe's Gate, where the single narrow trail to the summit narrows even more, and falls under an archway carved of stone. Come along now, everyone, and be prepared to speak your mind when you are called. Frankly, most of you still lack enlightenment, but we may pass together, much how we act as with a single heart and mind during the rites. Well then, lead onward, Tarek. Please, follow me. Removing his hat, the lone minstrel approaches the gate. You and all the others follow. When the last of your companions nears the arch, you notice someone standing high above, who then appears before you. She eyes the lone minstrel first. Is that you, Tarek? It is. Greetings, Celeste. She watches over Scribe's Gate and seems to be connected to the lone minstrel and the rites. And how was your rest? Too long, Celeste. It seems your work has piled up in the meantime. You bring this many to the gate? Aye. Then let us make this quick. She gestures towards the rest of you. Now, each of you, in turn, state who you are and what you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. Do as she says, please, without questioning. This should be interesting. Your fellow exiles exchange glances, but quickly comply. I'll start. They call me Headwind the Deserter. I've come here seeking freedom for myself and my companions. In my case, so I can return to be with the one whom I love. The woman bids him forward. The lone minstrel prompts Ruki to speak up next. I am regarded by the name of Ruki Greentail. I just want to get out of here. I guess with my chums, preferably. Go see Mama back home. I am Captain Jodariel. I do not truly know as yet what I am seeking here. Oh, my name is Shay? And I'm here, I think, because the scribes have called to me. It must be them, because if not, then who? Skriyik? He seeks to live up to the Nightwing's legacy, and maybe see the Commonwealth someday. Sir Gilman of the Sea Dominion at your service. This knight is on a quest to find his honor. He lost it at a certain point. Honestly, everything this guy says just makes me love him that much more. Pamitha Thane. I'm only here because my sister's here. Yeah, that's not a good reason. Go away. Then, as Volfred steps forward, the one called Celeste raises her voice. You. I recognize you from the Nightwings of the past. You are not clad in the raiments any longer. I would know why. I had my chance already. The Nightwings that now stand before you, I travel with them as a pilgrim now. I see. Then state why you are here. State why you are here, as have the others. My name is Volfred Sandalwood. I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side, and bring our freedom to the people there. She waves them by. Then she turns to you, for there is no one left to go. State who you are to traverse Scribe's Gate. Am I supposed to pick one of these? None of these sound very good. You know what? I don't know who I am. You cannot for the life of you recall a time before arriving in the downside. Details of the Commonwealth are scarce within your mind. Perhaps you wanted to forget the place. The one called Celeste continues to examine you, expecting you to add to your response. State also what you truly seek. I want to help my friends. The companions you have met here who have helped you to survive and to find kinship in the downside. Your priority is to ensure that they achieve their goals. That is all you wish for now. The woman regards you for a time and then nods once and waves all of you by. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome here. Go forth with glory. And Tarek? Aye, Celeste. Be on your way as well. The lone minstrel bows his head and puts his hat back on. He does not look back at her. From the top of Mount Olodiel, you can see the distant downside before you. You think on the many thousand leagues you cross to reach this point as the sky grows dim. Alright, real quick, let's go to the slugs. Hey, just so you're aware and all, I know you've come here and how you've made it I know how come you're here and how come you've made it all this way up. Oh, I know, all right. You're here because I got the lowest prices and all the downside, am I right? And I got some new stuff in stock and blah, 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 blah. All right, well, we got some things we can sell. This. And this. What can we buy? We only have 95 gold. I don't know. I mean, I have money. I might as well buy something, but I don't really know what to buy. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not even going to buy anything. We got some people to talk to in here. Jodario. And a new page of the book. And something here, too. Keeps the wagon cool. Jodario appears to be prepared for whatever is to come this night. Though it's not yet dark, she is already in her raiments. Hedwyn soon joins her, also looking ready. Any sign of Ruki? None as yet. Complained about chafing at the collar of his mask. Our freedom might be hinging on that collar, then. I am certain that it is. They share a laugh together. The three of you exchange glances, but nothing is said, or needs to be said. Soon, if Wolfred is to be believed, one of your companions may regain his or her freedom. Hey, what I missed? Am I late? Is it starting? Is it starting yet? Easy, rookie. We got a little time. It isn't starting yet. How fare your struggles with your mask, Greentail? Feeling a lot better, thanks. Just had to smash it repeatedly against the wall for a little bit. Put some of the old nerves to bed there, for good measure. Though, this is really happening, huh? One of us might be getting out of here, like soon. By dawn, in fact, if all goes well. If all goes well. That's the only way to look at it, I guess. What are you getting at, Greentail? Well, it's just, we might be breaking up the band here, people. If one of us gets out, that's been bugging me for a while now. I thought we were all getting out of here at once. He shoots a look at you. Some of us might not be getting out of here at all. Hedwyn slams his fist against the wall. No, not if I can help it. We made a promise to each other, each of us, the four of us, we're all getting out of here. I care about the others too. I do, but we've been here from the start. I want you to know that my promise is to you, and I believe that you'll do the same for me. So it's like this. If any one of us gets out, great, but it's just a start. We're going to do whatever it takes there on the other side to make it so the rest of us can get back too. What, you think they're going to build a bridge down here if we ask nice or something? I don't know what it's going to take. I just know we have to try. Jodario turns to you. Reader, we shall find a way. She nods to reassure you and to reassure herself. Ruki nods his head in turn. And Hedwyn's gaze never once falters. Well, my friends, I think it's about time. Let's go. Let's go. One by one, they turn towards the door. The fall of Solium awaits. A vital step in your quest for freedom, yet you feel in your heart that it shall only be the first. Okay. We got a new page here. The Mercy Shown. The imp Hawub and I, we helped to save my emperor, and when the danger did subside, my emperor Solium, he said something to me which shook me to the essence of my being. He said, "You gave your freedom, Master Golathanian, so that I may yet have mine. You too are now an exile of the downside. In all the days which I have left, I never could repay the mercy you have shown me. So if I cannot do so in this life, then I shall do it in the next." We crossed the land together, and together with the imp, we gained the company of those who saw in him what I did. Yeah, we don't need the trials. Alright, let's commence the liberation rite. I think we're, like, it seems like we're getting close to the end of the game, but at the same time, maybe not. Is everyone prepared, Hedwyn? Yes, though several of us have another question that's been troubling us. You need but ask. You said that one of us is going to return to the Commonwealth if we defeat the Tempers in the rites this night. What happens if we fail? My guess is that one of the Tempers can go. Hedwyn, my boy, don't you see? The path to freedom and the path to enlightenment are one and the same. Do you intend to stray from the path? No. Then you have nothing to fear. But let me be much more upfront with you. Should you be defeated by the Tempers this night, then one of them shall end up going free, instead of one of you. It's as simple as that. What then is to be done? The very same as if we achieve victory. We await our next such opportunity and make the most of it. Tonight our plan is set in motion. We are united in our cause. We shall look as ever toward the stars for guidance, and seize upon our future chances just as they arise. So look up, my boy, and set aside your doubts. It is time to take great strides along the path. Alright, here we go. Got a little goosebumps going on here. Your story shall continue regardless of the outcome of this or any rite. You need but see it through. Well, we're gonna win.
Many years have passed since last the Nightwings gained the summit of the sacred mountain and stood upon the fall of Solium. You are to be commended for your guidance, reader, but only if you can prevail in this liberation rite. Here you stand to gain much more than some enlightenment. Your adversaries are none other than the Tempers. I trust they need no introduction. Soon, one among you shall regain their freedom.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. She's a minstrel too. Then, anointed one of the Tempers, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. A massive demon swaggers into view. He reaches for his mask. You know who I am already, but look at what we got here. The damned Nightwings decided to show up. Almost figured we were never going to see the day again. He takes notice of someone in your ranks. I wonder who it is. Hey, you! He indicates Jodariel. She scoffs back at him. Lose the mask. Ain't seen one of our own in ages. Not in these damned robes. Jodariel's hesitation is almost imperceptible before she moves to remove her mask, just as her adversary asked. Satisfied? Whoa, you must be new. She puts her mask back on. Enough talk. Ha! I like you, curly horns. Tell you what, once we put out your lights, you come along with these guys. We're gonna have a spot open. Only shame is I ain't gonna be around to show you a good time. I should rather cut out my tongue. Oh, you don't mean that. Our kind, we ought to stick together. Now, come on! Ignarius throws his mask back on as his allies snarl at the rest of you. So they're all going to be big, slow demons? No, not all of them. Have the Nightwings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct this rite? The lone minstrel gets your attention in his subtle way. Reader, this is it. The first companion whom you choose shall be anointed to go free this very night if you prevail. The first companion? The other two in the triumvirate shall lend their aid. As you may know, only the most enlightened in the rites are eligible to go free. Not all among you may be ready yet. Now, Nightwings, I would have your decision. So is it the person we've used the most? Okay, one of these three. Oh my god, I gotta choose right now? I wasn't really expecting that. Unworthy, huh? I think I've already made my decision. Hedwyn's the one that I I'd be most okay with losing from the group, to be honest. Because I have other people who can replace him that are similar style. Well, I have one other person, Shay. So... And also, he's like the main character, and probably the one that most people pick, right? I mean, if I gotta play more rights, I want to make sure that I have Rookie on my team still. So yeah, we're gonna do Headwind.
Headwind.
If you insist. He's also the one that's like promised that he'll do whatever he can on the other side to get us back too, so it just seems to make sense. Then the Gate Guardian looks upon you and your adversaries. Very well then. Under the watch of the 8 scribes, here are the stakes of this eve's liberation rite. Should the Nightwings prevail, the one called Headwind the Deserter shall be liberated. Should the Tempers prevail, the exile Ignarius shall go free instead. She then turns to you. Now, who among the Nightwings shall complete your triumvirate to strive alongside Headwind the Deserter and see his return to glory?
Who shall stand with him?
Very well. Let us prevail here and see this through. And Rookie, of course.
Rookie.
I mean, again, I'm not trying to be, like, boring with my choices, but these three, like, these are the three, you know? Sure, no pressure, right, chum? Nah, Rookie's gonna win us the game. Very well. The 8 scribes accept your choices. Reader of the Nightwings. She then indicates to the lone minstrel. Now, are you yourself prepared, Tarek? Aye, Celeste. Then let us all begin. These guys are opposites of some kind. They're both minstrels. They're working together or they're working against each other. One of the two. Nightwings! Been waiting an awful long time to get out of this hole. Try and stop me. Alright, here it goes. Alright, Rookie.
Commence.
Hold on, real quick.
From the plains that sleep below.
Sorry. I'm gonna be a little more silent for this one because I can. Because I can hear the music in the background. It sounds like it's gonna be a pretty epic game, so I'm gonna be mostly silent. You'll probably hear my keyboard. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna mute the mic so you can't even hear my keyboard and just get an, you know, immerse yourself in this because I think it's gonna be pretty cool.
fly this prison, never to return. Never to return. Never to return.
Onward thus to greater glory. The demon whom you face was once a man, long since tainted by the downside, or rather by his crimes. I suspect his penance is not yet complete. Oh, so close. Well, now that was exciting. Glory to the scribes. The rite is nearly ended. Too bad for that one. And there it is, at last. The Night Wings proved their worth. An outcome which left little room for doubt. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Night Wings shall be free. Absolved of all misdeeds. Return to glory in the Commonwealth. His adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Gah, what a joke. We should have had this. You should have had this. Got all rusty. You've been waiting so damn long. Damn it. Damn it. Night Wings, be seeing you around, I guess. And next time, you ain't gonna be so lucky. We did it. Then, I guess that means I have to go. I broke my vow to him, that we would all go free together. Reader, my friend, why would you do this? Will you ever forgive me? Fakani, wait for me. Wait for me. Is that the harpy? They were separated in the Commonwealth. He remained silent for a moment longer. Then, listen to me, all of you. I will not forget this. If there's anything at all that I can do back on the other side to help the rest of you, then I am going to find it, and I'm going to do it. And at the very least, I will do everything I can to make sure, by the time more of you can join me back at home, that it will be a better place for all of us. Look, I don't have long now, so just thank you. All of you, I won't forget this. Then he plunges out of sight into the Shimmer Pool, a seldom-seen celestial phenomenon linking the downside back to the Commonwealth. His voice is audible, but growing faint. It's happening. Goodbye, my friends. Reader, everyone, goodbye, until we see each other. Hedwyn earned back his freedom. May he return in glory.
Godspeed, Hedwyn. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again.
Holy shit. Okay.
Until the turning of the stars, farewell.
Liberation rights let your exiles or your adversaries return to freedom. Look to the stars for the next such opportunity. After your victory over the Tempers and the Liberation Rite, you return to your wagon and decide how to proceed from here. I'm going to miss that guy. It is quieter now, but we'll see Hedwyn again if we persevere. Our journey's now begun in earnest. We'll just need to make a few last preparations while we're here. Wait, what about the stars? They don't seem to wait around for us. About that, reader, go see for yourself. The night sky over Mount Elodiel is much darker than you would have expected. Your thoughts are with Hedwyn as you look towards the heavens. You search and search the sky, but in vain. No stars are shining now. The stars revealed nothing, did they not? You confirm his suspicions. It's as the book foretells. This is the chance we need to make ready for what lies ahead. There's a haven south of here that we'll travel to at dawn, and when the stars decide to shine for us again, we'll be ready. Mark my words. Okay, well, I'll admit I have zero understanding of what's going to be happening next. I really have no clue at all. That was definitely like a big part of the story, obviously, a huge part of the story, and I have no clue. If I had to guess right now, I would say that we might have like another season, you know, like season 2, and have to go through it again and then choose either Rookie or Jodariel to go up. We'll have to see, though. I really have no idea. So, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know if we're close to the end or not. I really don't. So if next episode is like much shorter because we're right near the ending, then I apologize for that. But this one was definitely the biggest episode by far. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching up to this point, and I look forward to seeing how things proceed from here. That said, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to turn the music back down a little bit. However, I am going to check on that later because I think it might have been okay being up that loud. We'll see. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.